Oh,
So
right.
someone's going to turn into a turtle, the other one's going to feign death.
Yeah. And
Hey.
everyone's going to become semi-useless. Welcome to Suncrest Chronicles, where we are 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. We're just coming into a very epic post big build-up fight with some hags who were trying to attain godhood. They did not succeed because of planning and money spent, which I support. But at the conclusion of said battle, our group, which we are down one player for tonight, but I will use him if requested. And once the hags were defeated, we will add in a little bit of flavor that Thoggir gathered vials of their blood for our wizard friend, Hadarg. And their essence seemed to have brought down a barrier with a very feral-looking elf behind it. He appeared to be drow. At least in the moment, he was smashing on the barrier.
Does Viettervesk have calm emotions?
Let me check. Either
Right, if
way,
you prepared it.
Yes, I will look at if he prepared it. It'll be on his prepared list right now. However, Poppy, you initially, when you started just have him walking out, wanted to cast hypnotic pattern. That is correct.
Yeah.
Please post hypnotic pattern in the chat. I'm gonna say Viettervesk does not have hypnotic pattern. He'll just get advantage.
There's also another thing. I don't see me getting healed, so I'm still downed.
You were healed.
5 hit points?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he's resistant to charm, isn't he?
No, so I'm not even
Wasn't
going
there
to
a healing
roll.
word?
Okay.
Because what he does is he walks out, you cast your spell, and he looks at the lights. That's an interesting trick. Where does your allegiance lie?
Mostly with myself and my friends. But you not liking elves and me being half elf, I don't know if our allegiances align.
Is the war still on? I know it has been 102 years. Not exactly to the date, but I won't go that specific. Where does the battle stand?
What war do you speak of?
The war for Suncrest, of course. I know I opened the gates for the passageways for the rebellion to be able to enter into the capital, but
What year do you think this is?
he will tell you the exact year.
And is that not the correct one?
It is.
How many were in the same year?
I am not aware of a war for Suncrest.
Likewise, we have heard nothing of the sort.
Has it ended? I have not been able to see what has transpired since I've been locked away.
Am I, as a player,
Yes.
missing something recently,
Um,
war-wise?
It was about 50, and the war ended about 50 years before the beginning of the campaign.
I would have no. It didn't even exist to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's common knowledge. It was like hundreds and hundreds of years of conflict. And
This is the war with the elves, right?
Yes, Blackmarsh was the High Elven capital.
Before they got rid of them all.
And the only reason they could get in there was because of Drifter Blackmarsh, who had married into the High Elven royalty.
The war ended before I was born.
Interesting. So the war is over.
It's been over for 50 years.
war is over, but there are still battles to be fought and won, and
There is always battles. What is the state of the world?
Well,
Have the elves been forced to rebuild that what they have destroyed? Give me a rundown of what I've missed, please.
Have they?
Wait, I have been rude. No, they have not. What they did... Actually, everyone make a history check.
Even me?
No. Gilp, you cannot.
Yeah.
How about Thoggir?
Yes. Especially within the circles that Thoggir at one point ran in.
Not with my stunning 9.
9 will get some level of base information. Okay. Our 9 and our 12. You don't know much, but you know it wasn't... You know that those who willingly chose to help closer to the end, which was most of elven kind, were somewhat spared. They just were watched, and it was a whole thing where it's like, you were just a citizen, you were doing what you had to, blah, blah, blah. Alonzo. You know that a lot of the proof against who was actually involved in deeper aspects in what was going on was lost. So they really didn't know who to properly punish, so they couldn't just overarchingly punish everybody heavily.
So they couldn't do that, right? Like
Legally,
because they didn't know who to blame.
Legally, they couldn't.
Yeah.
My name is Drifter Blackmarsh. I was the fifth son-in-law into the Blackmarsh royal family of the city of Blackmarsh that owned this land and the surrounding marsh known as the Royal Blackmarsh. And indeed, I did this because of the loss of my own family and the disgrace that came to my wife's name when she died, and they did not honor her. My reasons were personal to start off, but then I saw the true slight through my research, and I turned to the proper side. Who might you be, adventurous?
Going to
Anybody can roll an insight check at any point. Just let me know what you want to know.
Could we have Viettervesk vibe check him?
You can.
He looks like he's telling the truth. Very honest guy.
One thing that he will do is whenever someone brings up their name, like introduces themselves, he will look them in the eye. And I would like to know who is the first person who will actually introduce themselves.
I will.
I'll do it.
Okay, you can do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Since I'm close, I'm just going to go up to him and not extend my hand. I'm just going to wave to him and say, well, I am Gilp. I don't remember my other names, but I am Gilp. I would shake your hand, but I am poisonous.
Before you speak, when you look him in the eye, you feel two things happen. You feel your surface thoughts connect with his. You feel that he is grateful and somewhat confused. Also, you feel an inability to lie.
An inability to lie.
As in zone of truth.
So, whether I'm thinking it's coming out loud to him.
And detect thoughts are on whoever he looks at. However, you feel that it goes both ways.
Oh. So, I start say, I am Gilp. I don't remember if I have any other names or my past. So, I am just a Gilp. I cast magic, and sometimes my magic casts back at me.
In that case, I will give you a bit of insight into your past, possibly. I don't know you personally, but I do, through my studies, I know of your people, and based off your coloration, you are probably a ruler of some sort.
No, Gilp is no ruler.
Oh no, amongst the grung, those with gold skin are considered to be of highest rank.
Really?
Yes. Yes, no, they come from islands far to the... It was the east. Northeast, to be specific.
Well, I did travel from the east with Captain. So I was a ruler?
If not, I would have been very shocked. I have this
Well?
thing where I don't forget information, so...
Well, I have this ring that was from, I came with me. It is my signet ring, I've been told.
That is a sign of royalty. It carries over to most cultures, and among your people, I imagine it's made of some sort of copper or bone, but would still be a relevant symbol of status.
Well,
And indeed, it would be made out of copper.
thank you for this information. I will think about what to do what a Grand King would be act and do.
I would not recommend doing what the Grand King would do here.
What they do.
Who is next? Please.
Okay. Gilp will step back and just will scratch his head and stroke his feathers
while he was still looking at you. Do you want to see what he was implying? Like, you feel the connection goes both ways.
So I didn't feel him that he did not lie.
You feel he cannot lie when he's looking at somebody in the eye. And you can so if you want to, you can use the detect thoughts that's currently active because he was looking at you. However, I will let you know. If you go deeper, so does he.
Well, another time, Drifter Blackmarsh, could you perhaps look deeper into my mind and find out more what happened to me?
If you want to look into mine, you absolutely can. I refuse to invade the personal privacy of those who I'm speaking with.
Well, I will invite you deeper to my mind at another time, but my friends, comrades here, I believe they will want to introduce themselves too.
Of course. Young Paladin, as he will look to Alonzo. And again, you feel that same effect. It's not invasive. You have felt this from those who are high-ranking in church, in different orders. It is pure belief that has manifested incredibly strongly.
Well, I greet him and I tell him my name. I am Alonzo, Phobane Trueheart.
Why are you so concerned about your sister and your family? It is distracting my thoughts.
I tell him because I believe they maybe have been in danger, but we've eliminated that danger as far as I know. So
there's still something bothering you about it, but still, please continue.
I tell him. Well, I tell him. Yes, there's lingering issue there, but that is of personal nature.
My apologies. As I said, I'm Drifter Blackmarsh.
And I break eye contact with him if I can.
Okay.
And then
before he goes to the next person, he'll be just. Do you mind if I see if I can, something of my personal belongings was taken before we continue? It was very important to me.
Whoa, depends what we can see them. Wait, no, we just met this man after we defeated hags. That's a little bit suspicious, right?
I will tell you what it is, and I will not use it on you.
When you say words like that, it makes me suspicious of you.
Hold on. He will look you in the eye, and again, you feel that same thing. I
immediately just like looking around.
I promise to not use my blade on you if I am not given reason, and you have been polite.
I mean, I did threaten to not release you if the payment wasn't right, so I already don't trust your words.
I am incapable of lying, my child.
Something a liar would say, but all
you
right.
You can feel the mystical
Still don't
force.
trust it.
I love it. I'm just letting you know. Either way, who would you be?
Me?
Yes.
We can do the dagger part first. I'm in no hurry.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. He will wave his hand, and you will see a sword just manifest in his hand. It appears to be a longsword. Perfect.
Was that what you lost?
I did not know if I had lost it. It's a difficult thing to take away from me, which is why I wanted to confirm. And he makes it vanish again.
That was a very neat trick. You can make it appear as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I say. That's a pretty good trick.
I've studied many, many secrets of old. I'm well aware of all of your kinds of people, including the Stoneborne. Either way, young maiden, you would be?
No one speaks like that anymore. You have to drop the maiden act. I'm sorry. It's just too much. I am Poppy.
King Trollslayer.
Nope.
Don't forget.
Just Poppy.
Lord of the Lighthouse.
You don't trust
Well-
anyone, do you? You're so suspicious of me.
Well, Drifter, to be fair, you're renowned for killing elves, and
Oh, no, I'm not whatsoever.
can't.
I have never slain a single elf in my life. And he's looking
Yes.
right at... So he switches his gaze to Gilp. Gilp, you feel he's not lying.
well, there was tales of what you have done. How?
Yeah, that's not what the history says.
That's
So
'cause they
is
wrote
the
it
history wrong?
I refused to
victors-
fight in the war. I defended
Well-
myself. I never slayed a single one of... I did not once slay a single one of my foes. I
Well,
left
there
them
is to
unconscious.
say, victor are the ones that gets to write the history. So if the victors say that you killed them, then that is probably something they have something against you.
Well, no. Maybe, I don't
Or
know.
more glory.
I would have to read. I would have to see who is in power, what has happened since, but... thank you for letting me clarify that. Poppy, you were saying.
Oh, so you did all of this because someone slighted your wife?
No.
And disgraced her.
was slighted. So my wife was doing research into her family. And discovered
As
that
one
they were-
does.
And they were and discovered that they were doing horrible experiments on people and things via arcane means. So they traded her. They branded her as a heretic and publicly executed her. I then took up research with my memory, which I do not forget things. Discovered what was going wrong. And then I flipped sides to the correct side, the rebels, I'm guessing the current ruling council. You can make an insight check if you want.
I'll make one as well. Actually, I don't. He seemed very trustful.
I am going to make one.
I believe him.
Poppy,
I want to insight what he thinks of us, not what he just said.
I'm going to give you both
Okay.
because you got a 21. He has not made an opinion about you yet. You have not once heard him show any concern for anything elvish yet. You have not seen
So
him show
you-
any concern for anything that would have been left over, any of the people. He is simply asking what happened. And it has been a long time.
So, are you just... You don't care about the elves, or not your concern, out of sight, out of mind?
No, it's extremely my concern, but it is not my right to judge.
I mean, you did judge.
No,
which is why we're
absolutely
here.
not. I have looked into who should rightfully judge.
And the people who are rightful to judge would be
And he just points up.
I don't know what that means.
Do you hear voices in your head?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
No, I will explain it more. You see, there is other planes other than ours. This is simply the material plane. There are high planes and low planes. And in the high planes, some of them involving like Mount Celestia and things like this, there are beings that are celestials. And it is their right to judge. That is their purpose.
What gives them the right? Who
this
gave them
is
the right?
It is
kind
the
of
right of their creation.
But this is like all planes' problem. It's not their plane. They don't even live here. So like
That may be the case, but you don't know what I know. I have seen the destruction that can be caused by 200 years.
okay, if you want me to trust you, show me what you know, and I'll try to go into his mind
What do you want to look for?
because it's open, right? I want to see. I don't know if this is too vague. If it was like, if he truly believes he was justified, or is this really like coming from a petty place?
You go in
Yeah.
to the mind of a true zealot. You see him researching, finding sites, looking at maps, learning languages. You see the horrible way that the elves treated people, and you see them like massacring people for just disagreeing. And you see that he truly believes that elves deserved to be judged for their actions. Also, you see he is including himself amongst those elves.
Right.
Before we continue,
Oh no.
in that
Is Menathon
moment,
an elf?
yes, you
Just thought
feel
so. Okay.
his force of will walking through your past now. You as a child, your family, your parent, like what brought you to this point. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
you are a brave one, orphan left by a spy that was hired by that works for a foreign government. That's impressive.
I'm sorry, spy?
Oh yes, your mother. She's a spy / partial assassin if needed, but prefers gathering information.
So my mother is a spy, which means she's good at finding information and probably finding people, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But she couldn't find her own daughter.
She probably
I
is
kind of
aware of the
stay under
general
my breath.
information, but is purposefully avoiding the actual information by choice because she hasn't completed the last task she was given based off your memories.
Could it perhaps be that she thinks of you as a baggage? Emotional baggage?
That is not true whatsoever. She loves her with all of her heart.
Oh,
It could
then
be that she can't.
there might be too much
nose.
risk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your mother loves you. I wonder if I have a mother.
Thoggir, of course you do. Everyone does. Thoggir, you rolled stealth, and he will turn and look at you.
Shrinks further under his hood behind the fountain.
Not at all, creepy or ominous.
And Bugbear, it appears that you have turned from the ways of violent marauding and tribal means. May I ask your name?
Stop with looking at me. Do not say things you see.
Then don't.
Oh wait, now I kind of
will
want you
not.
to look.
If you look,
Yeah,
if you do
I
not
kinda
look
wanna-
into my mind further, I will not look into yours.
Thoggir,
Right.
Are you okay, Thoggir? You seem very distressed.
It's not my first time being around arcane trickster elves.
Oh,
I am not arcane. I'm divine, thank you very much.
Far worse.
Fair enough.
is there a difference between the divine and the arcane? Or you?
Yes.
Yes, the divine are duped, manipulated spawn.
Oh,
I actually partially believe
This
you. That is
one
one way to
is-
put it.
Are you saying that you're able to manipulate through your honest things you said and still able to lie to us through your honesty?
Oh, I refuse to manipulate.
I
Choose upon action and take it, and do not lie.
Fear those who act on behalf of a god, for they themselves do not take action.
Oh, my arcane gifts do not come from the gods. They come from my belief.
I approach Drifter.
Okay.
I ask him, does your ability to probe minds include? Would you be able to tell whether one's bond with their god has weakened?
I would be able to tell their belief of it and what has happened, but I cannot speak the will of those that sit and watch as people get hurt.
Okay. I
Yes.
thought perhaps because you knew you seemed to be familiar with the Celestials.
I'm very
Perhaps you-
familiar. I have knowledge. I have a great knowledge of a lot of the planes. There's one plane I've had difficulty finding information on, but that is not a matter for simple folk such as yourself.
simple. I mean, we've got a king and a lord in your presence, so
Well,
Would you at least be able to interpret?
You know
whether-
what? Let me. You are right. Let me see if you have any information. I'm the one plane I don't know much about is Mechanus.
Are we familiar with Mechanus? The characters?
No,
As characters?
you can't. You don't have a relevant role unless you have a starting point. You would not be able to roll.
Okay. Well,
Well,
we did
Odrons.
meet those
but we did
Yeah,
not
what do you-
know
you-
what they are.
You would have no.
yeah,
idea.
that's true.
You would
We
have
didn't
no
know
idea.
who they were. Okay.
Could we perhaps
Um,
make, if he says something, could we perhaps make a connection?
Wait, Poppy, make me a Arcana check with disadvantage because you understood them speaking.
Could I give a help action?
No. Yeah, it goes over everyone's head, just as I suspected.
You know
Other-
what? I'm going to bend luck. I'm gonna see if you can get a 10.
I don't know if 10's going to
A
help.
10
but-
won't help.
You know what? Perhaps not.
No. It would have required. It would have required a natural 20.
I'm gonna ask him to probe into my mind and see if you could interpret whether my actions have
Consequences.
weakened the bond between me and my god.
I don't need to probe for that. If you took an oath and you did something which was directly against that oath, then yes. Or if
How
there was
weakened?
a causality, I don't know. I would only see your belief in what you experienced. I would not be able to give you an answer that would be suitable.
Well, then, how about this? Does he feel like he has failed his belief in Pompadour?
Oh, absolutely. It's because he's asking me this question. He already.
Well, that is not good news, Alonzo. Could we perhaps redirect you to someone who has a very knowledgeable god?
That is not the method to fix this whatsoever. The method to fix this is to get back your honor.
Well, that is not possible. We already dealt with issue.
Slanderous. It is always possible to regain one's honor.
Then, Alonzo, perhaps you would need to do some soul searching and ask Pompadour how you could redeem yourself.
Very,
That
very,
is wise words.
very
Gilp.
smart king.
Wise words.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't say Gilp. I should say Your Highness, right?
No,
Whoa.
just Gilp, please. I'm not you're still cooking that Highness King thing in my mind.
Either
Do you
way,
not see what he's doing?
there's.
He's already manipulating you.
I'm curious about two individuals actually. Not two individuals, an individual and a organization. If you could help me.
We will help you if you answer our final two questions.
Of course.
Why did the hags want you?
Oh, is that what those were? Sorry, I did not get to see what it was. I watched it all through blurs and that. I'm guessing that they found one of my books and misinterpreted a spell and tried to adjust one of the spells. Or one of the formulas which I created.
Mm-hmm.
What is this formula you speak of?
I
What
would
spell?
have to see what they took. I have many formulas which I had been working on.
I have a question. 2 questions.
Okay, so now
There
we have...
is-
That's fine.
What is the flying speed of a swallow?
African swallow.
No one has answered that question to this day.
There is apparently 5 bloodlines.
Oh, yes,
Basil,
those blessed
Eric.
by the Fae.
Yes, those who are capable of being turned into creatures, half creatures. What do you know about that? Could you perhaps enlighten us of some of that? We have encountered 3 of them, apparently. Not we, but they.
Which 3 have you encountered?
We encountered the werewolf.
Okay, white or black?
What?
Okay, very intelligent woman, last I knew, chose to live off in the woods with some human.
Then there is Sevilla, and she is a guardian of some... Yes, guardian of the Shrine of Lost Sight.
Oh, if I see her, I will congratulate her on the promotion. Before, she was just trying to find it.
And then the last one is a boar who seems to have taken himself a fancy to the
You have not
dark side.
come across the boar.
No, we have not come across. We just know.
Just confirming.
We
Oh.
know of a boar who has come across a very dark path.
Well, if it's Redbeard, then that's a problem, but I would have to confirm. A very stubborn man. He's always looking for a new place to entertain himself. He will show up, party as hard as he can, then leave a place destroyed and in ruins.
Then are there others that you know of that you could tell us about?
There is. You have not met the chief, correct?
Well, everyone, have you met the chief?
I'm speaking of Chief Jakar Barlandros.
I don't think so.
He was the tribal chief of the council, very noble man who didn't get out much, and I never really cared much, nor did he give me the name. There was a rat as well.
A rat?
Very good spy. No, like not like a rat, as in, oh no, this is someone who's dug themselves in. A rat.
Were-rat?
A were-rat. Correct.
And what was
I'm missing one.
Jakar?
I am missing one. There's the bear, the strongest of the warriors.
Well, what was Chef Jakar? What kind of bear was Jakar?
I believe Chief Jakar was a wolf as well.
And he
There's
is
two
then
wolves.
the black one?
Let me confirm that for you real quick, actually. If I go through my memory, indeed, Jakar was a wolf. He was a black wolf. He was more on the side of combat and vengeance when it was needed.
And then you said
So-
the rat and then the bear.
Yes.
So, Mr. Drifter, what is your plan now that you you're free from your bonds.
Well,
Killing more elves.
I will go speak
You've
with
been
the
away
council.
for 50 years.
Not been away for 100 years. Thank you. 102
100
years and
years.
5 days, actually. I will go speak with the council, and I will confirm what they have done to have the elves atone. And if it is not equal to the damage they have dealt, then I will indeed follow through with my plan to go to one of the many sacred sites which can be used to call down celestials to judge them, including myself.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What about all the humans and bullywogs and all sorts of other creatures who've wreaked havoc? Are you going to call your celestial beings to judge them as well?
They
Speaking
have
of,
wreaked nowhere near as much havoc as the elves have.
You've
and
been
will.
gone for 105 whatever years you said.
Do you know how much
102 years,
destruction has
yes.
been caused by elves since the beginning of Suncrest? If you would
Yes,
like
of
to look in my
course.
head, you can.
I know. I do know this information.
You realize the first
But I know-
war because of an elven arrow that was misfired.
So are we saying that we can never trust the elves again? Just might as well wipe them all out.
No, but we need to be put to trial. It is not my call to wipe them out. But I indeed, one of our own kind must call down those who would judge. And you are a fool if you think that you can let all the transgressions of countless wars go because people just stood by.
I know an elf who created or lived a life of monstrosity. He killed his whole family and upwards of the thousands he's killed, right?
What's his name?
Doesn't matter. The point is that
Would that
he
be
was given a
question
trial.
Before you continue, would his name be on your surface thoughts as you say that?
Yeah. I'm not even gonna
Oh,
lie,
no.
yeah.
Oh, so you're aware of one of the most dangerous assassins of the Obsidian Arcana, Menathine.
Yes, and you know what? Given time and probation and, lots of therapy in the form of friendship, he's now training gladiators and
What?
children and helping orphans. Yes, after
Oh,
being...
no, that's a problem. You're telling me
No,
that
it's
they
not.
have a
He has
assassin
no emotion.
training children.
Yes.
You realize that there is still one of the Obsidian Arcana living in Blackmarsh. Unless they have found a way
Yes.
to behead the statue.
Of course, we know that information as well.
Roll a deception check.
Wait, doesn't he have... Oh, sorry. I was going to
does.
say...
I'm increasing the difficulty by 5 because of that.
Can I step out of the zone of truth, or like
If you look away from him,
I'll just kind of talk as if like I'm in a monologue, very serious, and I can't even bother to look in his eyes.
I bend luck. No, I don't.
you,
Never
Gilp.
mind. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I fear this guy as well.
okay. Well, if you are aware of that, then you understand what I must do by eliminating both him and the person who could give him an order to start killing again.
Well,
I
is there no chance of, redemption?
You are correct. I will offer him a choice. He can either fall in honorable combat, or he can join me in my crusade to help bring judgment, and he will be amongst the first judged. Also,
Look at you.
Poppy. It
Yeah.
was brought up in the chat, and I was waiting to see if anybody else would notice. You were in zone of truth when you said that.
Damn it. Okay, so fine. I would have said we don't know about it.
Yeah.
But so what I'm saying now is truth.
Yeah.
So you have been gone for 100 years.
Indeed.
And you haven't seen the world, how it is, and how, rehabilitation works, and, people deserve redemption, as we said, and all that beautiful stuff. And you know what? I think you're being a little bit
Dramatic?
dramatic. That's definitely one word.
Melodramatic?
Selfish. That's another word I'm going to throw out there. Conceited. Definitely throwing that one too.
I am merely mortal, and I will be judged for my crimes just as the rest of our kind will. Now,
Okay, so you
I
call upon your
am
celestials, I'll call
going
upon
to
mine.
head to Blackmarsh to speak with the captain of the guard to get a council with what I take it as the newly formed council.
Well, there are two things. The other question I did not ask. We were at the Emerald Market, south of here.
Mm-hmm.
Some time ago, we happened to unleash a very big frog.
Would you allow me to probe into that event in your mind?
Yes, probe away. And I sink into his mind
So
as he sinks
as he
his mind.
does that, what do you want to know about him? Because it goes both ways every time it gets used.
So, how many has he judged?
Define the word judge.
He doesn't. He doesn't
needs-
judge, right? Like the Celestials judge. I think.
I mean that, but he needs to think. Yeah, he needs judgment.
No,
So, I mean, he doesn't think.
he is going based off the actions of the elven people historically as a whole. He has never looked at one individual and placed judgment upon them.
Okay, so not so. But then instead of that, the ones that he would have sought up for the Celestials to judge.
Anyone who has elven blood.
So the ones that are. Oh.
If you have any elven blood within you, you would fall under what judgment he is calling.
So I would know this information that anyone.
Yes.
Would
Um,
he have detected that she has elven blood from her
She's half
thoughts?
elf.
So I'm gonna when
it's
he's
noticeable.
I'm gonna-
Before you say anything, he will answer your question though.
Anything.
In order to slay the Froghemoth, you must find the third of the Green Triad. It appears that two of them have already fallen and died in the process of your scuffle.
Oh,
Would
the
you-
crystals, the green crystals.
No, that is incorrect. The Green Triad
no.
was three beings that all spoke for the Great Green One, aka the Froghemoth.
Yes, and we fed him 2 of them.
Indeed. The only ones who may slay
Oh.
him are those of the Green Triad, and the only ones who may bring him life are those of the Green Triad.
Well, who is the third one that is still alive?
Probably the barbarian
I
one.
do
right?
not wear. I do not know that knowledge. That was before my time. It was said to come to be. No, the barbarian. So it would have been the barbarian and the woman who tried to get you to help.
Yes, the Bullywug witch who did the
Stone.
petrification.
Those 2 turtles that got thrown into the water and eaten by that frog, those 2.
Yes.
Oh, the barbarian was one of them. Oh,
Yes.
I thought barbarian escaped or something.
Drifter, I'm going to be upfront with you. May I whisper something to Hoppy?
You may do what you wish. I will not stop you. You have been polite, and you may speak open about whatever you wish.
Well, I don't want to speak of this openly. I wish
Of course.
for. I'm then just gonna.
As you are.
He will judge you later or now. But everyone with elven blood is to be judged. That is what he feels and thinks.
Poppy, I want you to make me a history check using your charisma.
What foul deeds have you done to be judged?
Let's see. Okay, so I'll roll history and then add my charisma modifier to it.
100%.
8, 9, 10, 11.
That's high enough.
You know what? I'm gonna bid low.
Okay. Yeah.
For real.
Thank you, Gilp.
3.
You know that destruction isn't just elves and half elves. It is entirely possible that there is like 10% elven in this line of humans, and like that could be a whole chain of destruction beyond what is even already obvious.
So you're actually crazy. You believe
I am completely sane.
that everyone, even me, who was not even born at the time, deserves to be judged just because I'm half elven?
If you have lived
You're
a
an
righteous
elf.
life,
I'm judging you. I say you go back to where you came from in that wall.
Well, hold on here a moment. There are truths and there are things that are truth and, not very good here. It is true that
let me resolve this majestic frog before you speak. I will be judged first, and I am certain, if I am the one to call them down, that I will be judged guilty. I accept that burden.
so.
That doesn't make it better.
No,
How does that
you
make
are
it better?
insane.
I am going to leave now, since you do not understand.
No, 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 no.
So,
Would you like?
about that, I had rolled an insight to try to get a sense of whether or not I get the sense that freeing him to go back to Blackmarsh is going to get us a negative reflection.
What did you roll?
17.
Okay. It depends on how the interaction with the captain of the guard goes.
Well, thus far it has come across of like murder. He's going to murder people, and our cap of the god is Henry, right?
He is not going to murder.
No. So captain of the guard is Lythander Dandrus.
Murder mean
No.
listen to reason and act like a zealot.
You know that if not granted counsel, he will do whatever he needs to do to get to the council. He has stated his goal, which is to see the state of the city, speak with the captain of the guard, and speak with whatever council is ruling Suncrest.
Okay, so I'm going to try to stop him. Try.
Yeah, we can't let this guy.
I will
Yeah,
call.
destroy
I'll call
Blackmarsh.
out to him.
Do you not feel that you owe us for freeing you?
Indeed. What boon would you wish? I will do my best to reward you appropriately.
I would wish you to remain at our side and aid us until we return you to Blackmarsh, so that we will not be held negatively accountable.
If you take a direct path, then I find that acceptable.
If I was to warn you that my sense of direction is spotty at best, would that make this direct route acceptable?
Indeed.
Because 1 hour trips have resulted in 1 day long journeys at my watch.
He's not even lying.
Yes, this is important. Zone of truth,
In that case, I would endeavor that I be the one to chart the course, not you.
And if I was to tell you that this direction must first find the third of the green bodies before we return to Blackmarsh, would that be agreeable?
I could put you. Let me look at something real quick.
You were locked up for 102 years. What's like
In 5 days. In
I
5 days.
would not be of
Yes,
use
I
in
think.
finding the third of the individuals. I would know the signs of once they awoken, but I would not know the signs afterwards, and I have not.
Oh,
been
God
able to
damn
see
it. This thing is...
We could ask.
Ah,
Well, hold on. Poppy, you said your god is. What kind of god was it again?
Drifter turns his gaze to Poppy. As
So
that
does
question
Thoggir?
is asked. Poppy, you are in zone of truth.
Oops.
It's a god that I've met.
But what is your god standing? What is it doing? Is it power, knowledge, fight, war, chaos?
Knowledge.
Then could you perhaps ask help from your deity to who the third one is in this green triad?
Yeah, sure. Just give me a moment. I'll go consult with him. I'm gonna go to a corner and just like, I don't know, just sit down, put my hands together, and be like, "Come on, buddy."
Doing that, does a boon which they wish me to fulfill that I might be able to do so?
Well, if you're capable, I wish to exude more of my charismatic behavior that is capable within me, if that is a possible thing.
How do you see it coming out?
How powerful boons are you capable of giving, so I know the threshold?
Relatively powerful. What is the specifics of what you're looking for?
More charismatic. Innately charismatic.
Ah.
If that is not possible, I would ask for that you could help me remember my past.
That I can do. I cannot pull out innate charisma from people, but I could help you with your past.
Well then, my past is what I would ask help for.
Okay. Do you know the name of the ship in which you traveled on?
I don't have it written down, but I would assume I know of it.
You would.
All right.
You can make one up now, or you can just say insert name and then come up with it properly.
Windraker.
Okay. The Windraker, well, that traveled amongst mostly these islands. In that case, you would have been one of two Grung kings. You would have been a horrible slaver who captured and killed many people and humanoids. Died probably mainly Aarakocra, ruled over about 2,000 Grung at any time.
Wait, okay, let me just type this down. Two kings.
Yep.
Ruled over 2,000 grungs.
Yes.
And
A
slayed
minimum
a lot
of 2,000 Grung at any time. Very much into slavery, and your diet consisted of mainly humanoids, mainly Aarakocra.
Seems like that chicken, huh?
Indeed. It is a different part of the world, and you don't seem to suffer from the madness that can stem from there, which is good.
Well, there is madness in that area.
Indeed. Very powerful being has made the portal to his home near it.
So, there are two kings. I have one of them. Then the other would be the current ruler of my kingdom. His kingdom.
Probably not. The rulers would have switched. I don't have up-to-date facts. I'm more of a historical encyclopedia at this point.
How would I go about finding out more about this?
You'd probably have to scry or do some sort of effect to look in upon the region. If you would like the island specifically, you're looking at Muilaka.
Muilaka?
I'll type it in the chat for you.
Are you capable of scrying?
I am not, unfortunately. I was at one point, but I've becoming more focused. I have switched what I currently work with. I cannot go back until my task has been completed.
There is some things. I have this. He's gonna try to remake the drum sounds and croaks. I have this from a memory when I dreamt one time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna try to remake the sound with his mouth and drums.
Oh, you don't need a drum for that.
Okay, just the croaking part then.
No. So in order to amplify it, what you do is you fill your sack with air. And you hit it in a large mass. That's what it sounds like. It's the resonance of marching grung.
Marching grung.
It's a terror tactic for safe travel for the grung people. What about you, young paladin? Anything I can do boon-wise as a thank you for...
Well, the only thing I would ask of you, if you're capable, is if you can reveal to me the steps I need to take to reestablish connection with my god.
You need to you need to regain your honor in battle. You need to find a cause which is worthy, that will force you to make tough choices and make the choices that are better for the greater good, like I have, instead of selfish means. Especially with Bombador.
Can I voluntarily, I don't know what it would be, maybe wisdom saving throw?
Absolutely. Yeah. If you want to force yourself to do a save, you can.
Okay, because I think I'm going to let the dice decide what I think of that. Okay. I think that seeing how this man is and it being reflected on me, like how I was or am, I think he's starting to like question it, like further, like instead of, you know what I mean?
100%.
There might be some cracks forming in his face, because like
I will give you a little bit. Like, you have met members of the clergy and things like that who are higher ranking. None of them have absolute faith. In fact, it is warned against having absolute faith.
Yeah. And being faced with like absolute faith.
Yeah, you're being faced with an absolute.
Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable, I think.